for being here. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam, and we are getting set to talk about a couple of older games. That's what we do here on the Flipside on Tuesdays. We pretty much just focus the entire day on older games. Now, older games aren't necessarily like super old. As you continue to watch things, you'll find that over the course of your experiencing how I do things here on the Flipside, there's a lot of hyperbole that's there. So, It Belongs in a Museum is the name of this video series. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have dust and mothballs and all of that kind of stuff, and you have to kind of spruce it up. These are still great games. They were just made longer ago than you're probably used to talking about games with. It was horrible English. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. These are not going to be games that were made in the last couple of years. Generally, I try to fall around the circa 10-year period. One of the games that we're going to talk about today is 20 years old. So that gives you an idea. But the other game, and I haven't actually looked it up yet because I'm not absolutely sure, but I mean, I guess, well, I'm not going to look at it because it's going to give it away. I want to give some stickers away today. So there you have it. Steffi here is here. Luke, Shirus, good morning. Flesh to Dust. Hey, Sam, good to see you, Flesh to Dust. Thank you for being here. Sharon is here. Miss Mormon, thank you for being here. Go For It Painting. Great to see you guys. Karen, It Belongs in a Museum. It belongs in an Indiana Jones movie. That would be kind of cool, though, wouldn't it? But the problem with being in an Indiana Jones movie is that they would have to have been made back when Indiana Jones was alive. And most of the games that we're going to talk about on this one weren't. So that would be cool, though, to see Indiana Jones, playing board games at some point in a movie. I mean, that would have just been cool, wouldn't it? But it kind of goes against what Indiana Jones is all about, right? He's all about getting out there, spelunking, and finding those artifacts, bringing them back to the museum, and so that everybody can enjoy them and that kind of stuff. So he wasn't really the indoorsy kind of person, right? Unless he was indoors teaching. But there we have it. That would be cool, though. Yes, but if you haven't caught on by now, It Belongs in a Museum. The thumbnail is that scene of the Ark of the Covenant being wheeled into this huge warehouse in a box to be stored away somewhere. It belongs in a museum, to which you should reply. Everybody say it together with me. So do you! And yes, I know. I actually turned 50 last week, so I'm getting up there in years as well. There are some that will probably still call me a young man, and I appreciate that, and I definitely give honor to those who probably would, because they deserve it. Anyway, we are going to get started here. I do want to take a few moments and remind you all that Memorial Day is next Monday, so try to keep it in your minds that it is not just a day off from school or work or anything like that. It's a time for us to remember the price, the ultimate price that's been paid by those who have given their lives in service of our country. So please do keep that in mind. I know it's very easy to get caught up in all of the festivities, whether it be parades or barbecues or pool parties or whatever it might be. Those are all well and good. Those are the things that I truly believe, at least in part, that we have the ability, we have the freedom to do those things in our country. And I think that some, at least part, I can't speak for them, of course, but I think that that's part of what people have, that freedom that we have. That's what they pay that price for. So those are all well and good things, but let's not forget the forest for all of the trees, right? So keep that in mind as we go into this coming weekend. I know it's just Tuesday, and I know it's 6 days away, but Memorial Day is coming up. Put that on your calendar, will you? So there you go. There you go. Happy birthday. Thank you. That's not why I mentioned that, but thank you. I appreciate that. I will go to the museum with you, Sam. Thanks, Steph. Viva, everyone. Hello, hello. Nuno Rebello is here. Good to see you. There was another Nuno yesterday, and I saw his first name, and I was like, Nuno! In my mind. But then right after I saw the first name, it was somebody else, and I was like, oh, that's a different Nuno. But it's cool. Nuno Rebello is here. Thank you for being here. David Brownlee is here. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your participation. At this point, I do want to say that if you are new to the channel and you have not yet done so, would you consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons and click that bell for me, because that is a way that you can help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it if you would do that. There are also membership levels that you can take part in here on the YouTube. Wow, my inner Gen Xer just came out. I said the YouTube. Oh my goodness, here it goes. The beginning of the end has begun. Anyway, you can do all that stuff. Hit that bell thingy so that you can be notified when we have new videos coming up and being scheduled and going live and all of that kind of stuff. We do a lot of live videos here on the channel, but I try to keep them interesting enough to where you can watch it even if you're not with us live. So there you have that. All right, Flesh Dust 2 Nuno for the price of 1, right? I got my money's worth. Actually, Nuno wasn't here yesterday. No, not yesterday. It was, no, yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was during the whatchamacallit. I didn't see Nuno Rebello here, but that's okay. I got a new Nuno. Loving that coffee. All right, so here we go. First contest. We're going to be talking about a game the first one, I need to look it up because I ran out of time this morning, and that is my fault. But I am going to do this right now, right here. Let's see. Now you know how fast I type, or how fast I don't type. There we go. Oh, wow, man. No, we're not going to talk about that one. That one's... No, we're going to do it because it's 7 stinking years old and nobody talks about this game. So this is what we're going to do. I decided it is a lot younger than I thought it was, but nobody ever talks about this game. It's even when you're talking about the person who designed this game, nobody talks about this game, and that's unfortunate. So we're going to talk about this one. This one is 7 years old. It's a little bit younger than I usually do for this series, but this one is 7 years old. It is a 2-player game. I'll share that. And I'll share a couple of mechanisms to get us started. Dice rolling, hand management. Dice rolling, hand management. And it was produced in the year 2017. So it is 7 years old. 2017, dice rolling, hand management. You can go ahead and start guessing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give away... I've been doing this, so everybody that's gotten one, I think, will not be... We give away 2 stickers per guess. An OG logo and a brand spanking new logo sticker. So 2 stickers come away, and letting the cat out of the bag a little bit, I also send you a little bit something extra. Those of you who have gotten stickers in the past, I give you a little bit of extra. not just stickers, but stickers is what I promise you. I can't always send away everything. I can't commit to always being able to send a little bit extra, but when I'm able to do a little bit extra, I do it. So do that. All right. So 2-player, there he is. Eric, welcome. Thank you for, one of these days, buddy, one of these days, TI4 is going to be correct, but today is not that day. I apologize. Sagrada, no sir, not correct. Not correct at all. Don't talk about TI4, Sam. I'm not going to talk about TI4. Eric's going to do that for us. Good afternoon from Tennessee, Ryan says. Good morning. Actually, no, good afternoon. You're correct. It's 12:12, right? 12:12 in Tennessee. Oh, wait, is Tennessee? No, Tennessee Central, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. It's not. I don't think it's Eastern time. Not yet. Tennessee. Tennessee. Yeah. All right, so come on, guys and gals. Everybody, you can take a guess. Throw out as many guesses as you want. Feel free to use all of the games, the tools at your disposal to find the games' names. 112, where I am in Tennessee. East Tennessee. Okay, so Tennessee splits up. Howdy neighbor Ryan Bushman says, uh-oh, you're near Eric Bushman. That's dangerous, Ryan. Be careful. Let's see here. So I've given you 2 clues so far. First clue, a couple of mechanisms. Dice rolling hand management. Second clue, year it was published, 2017. All right. We'll go ahead and continue with one more clue, since it looks like no dice in between, that is correct, or Shadows over Kyoto, so means my 2-player 2017 games are out. That's true. No worries. You can use Board Game Geek to your, Matthew Vincent is here, good to see you. You can use Board Game Geek to your fulfillment, whatever you'd like to do there. Also, I'm not really guessing as I've already got a sticker coming. Yeah, you do. And David, since he comes to our board game nights, he elected to not have us send it to him, and he's just going to wait until next month to get his stickers. So, and a little bit something else. I actually have, I'll actually show it to you. I'm not going to show you what's in there, but here it is, right here. And you can hear the little extra that's in there. So it actually says the Brownlees on there. So see, I did get it ready to go. Monsterland, Monopoly Insert IP Edition. No, Matthew. It's a 2-player only game. Roll Through the Galaxy. Nope. I forgot I can't participate. It's okay, Nuno. You can participate. You'll just have to, okay, here's what we'll do. Because I don't want to tell people they can't participate. That was a mistake. I apologize. I'll fix that. All right. Here's what you can do. You can participate, but if you win, you have to pick somebody else in chat that's currently here. You have to pick somebody else in chat to get the sticker for you. Let's do that, because I don't want you to not participate. I think that would be cool for you not, for you to think that for you to know. It would be cool for you to know that you can still participate. There you go. Man, what is wrong with my mouth today? Othello with house rules. No. I forgot. I can't participate. Yes, you can, Eric. Nuno, I just fixed that. I mean, look at Eric. Eric always participates with TI4. All right. Next round of The publisher. I'm going to do with the publisher. It's Compass Games. The publisher is Compass Games. That's the next one. So you've got 2017, Dice Rolling and Hand Management, and the third one is Compass Games. Wow, it's a 2.45 out of 5. 2.5, really? Huh, that's interesting. I wonder what the other one is. Hmm, 2.28. Interesting, interesting. Alrighty, let's see what we've got here. Two-player werewolf, no. Dice Forge, no. Sam, yeah, probably only way I'd get a sticker. Who? Compass Games is the publisher. Compass Games is the publisher, and 2017 was the year of publication. Heroes of Normandy, no, that was by Devil Pig Games, but you're closing in a little bit. Let me say that with Heroes of Normandy, Ryan. You're closing in a little bit. Not exactly, but you're getting warmer. I'll put it that way. It's a warmer guess than Dice Forge, Othello with House Rules, Monopoly Insert Edition, which was absolutely a frigid guess. Roll Through the Galaxy, also pretty frigid. In between, Shadows over Kyoto, also pretty cold. South China Sea, no. Sovereign of the Seas, no. Compass Games, all right? Compass Games is the producer. I got you, Nuno. I know that's that was just a Onitama 5th edition. No. Sovereign, no. 2017, Compass Games, Dice Rolling, Hand Management. That's what we've got going here. My wife and I, last night, part of the inspiration for talking about this game today, we're watching a TV show that I've already watched all 4 seasons of, but she's never seen it. And so we watched episode 1 of the first season last night, and she enjoyed it, so we're going to continue watching it. So the name of that TV show, which I wonder, by the way, how old is that TV show? Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, does it say? 2014. So, oh, wow. That TV show is 10 years old. Wow. That belongs in a museum, too. What do we got here? Sovereign of the Sea, nope, that's not correct. Redemption is a Christian TCG, but I know Sam doesn't like TCGs. You're correct, I do not like TCGs. Although I have played Redemption, and that's a pretty neat game, but yeah, you're correct. Absolute Victory, no. Well, I just looked it up on BGG because I had to know. I won't guess, though, because that seems like cheating. It's not. I told you guys to use the tools at your advantage, and it's whoever can get there fast enough. It's a race. It's a race. It seems like cheating. Ryan, you're the guy that didn't use the calculator in math class, even when your teacher said that you could, aren't you? Because you just felt like it was going to be cheating. All right, we got 10 seconds. There we go. All right, Ryan, there you go. See? Does it still feel like cheating? I don't think so. Ryan got it first. He's the one that did what the teacher told him to do. He used all of the tools at his disposal. Congratulations, Ryan. You are the winner of the first winner, the first of two. We will have 2 stickers today. Although I will not give that many, and I won't wait as long for the next one, because the next one that we'll talk about after this one, if you don't get it right away, I'll be a little sad. Because I'm just going to give 1 clue, and I think it'll probably do. I don't have a computer to look it up using 2 cans string to talk. Well, that's you followed the assignment. You followed the assignment's parameters, so you did good, Eric. Well done. Just keep trying, buddy. Just keep trying. I think I missed the part about using the internet. I'll know for next time, though. That's correct. TI4. David, Eric is here. You don't need to proxy his TI4 for him. All right. So this is actually called as Command and Colors Tricorn, the American Revolution, and I believe tricorn is the style of hat that was used to a level of prevalence back in that era, back in the colonial era. It looked like a triangle, but it had it was a tricorn. Anyway, TI3. Steph, don't fall into the trap that David and Eric have fallen into. Stay with us, Steph. Stay with us. All right, so Command and Colors Tricorn, this is by Richard Borg, and he does the Command and Colors system that's been used in a number of different games that simulate battles within the various wars that have taken place on planet Earth. He has got a game called The Great War, which was World War I. He's got another one called Memoir 44. That was for World War II. There is one called Battle Cry, that is the American Civil War. There is Napoleonics, which is the French Civil Wars. They've got Ancients, Command and Colors Ancients, which goes all the way back to like Hammurabi and those battles way back then. So there is a level of prolificness, if I can use that word. I don't think it's a real word, but I think you understand, to the Commands and Colors system. It's used a lot. There's even a Space Battles one that was made by, I can't remember the company. I didn't really enjoy it that much because just didn't, while I like the system, I didn't think that the sci-fi one really kind of fit that system. Battle Lore is also based upon both the original and the 2.0 is based upon Richard Borg Command and Color system. So this, this is probably one of the, in my opinion at least, from my experience in the hobby, this is one of the most well-used systems of simulating battles that's palatable to a great wide swath of people. And the reason I say that is because if you call the Commands and Colors system a war game, the traditional war gamers kind of, the hair on the back of their neck stands up and they get a little bristly. And I understand why, because there is a little bit of a muddying of the water. When you use the word war game for this, it does muddy the water a little bit, because traditional war games are definitely not like this. Traditional war games are a little bit more concerned with simulation rather than just theme. And there's a little bit more of a precise nature to traditional wargamings. This system, the Commands and Colors system, is probably one of my favorite war style games, if I can, war themed games, let me put it that way, because it's less worried about simulation, and it's more concerned with a retelling of history. And even that, it might be a little bit of an overstep, because while each scenario that comes in these boxes gives a brief retelling of the context of each of those different scenarios, it doesn't really seek to simulate all of those conditions. They simply set you, it's kind of like you spawn within this battle, and now you're in charge. You make the decisions, and are you going to change history, or is history going to hold true? And it kind of goes from there. It's one of the kinds of games that teaches you about history without you feeling like you're being taught about history. And so that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed about it. So have that be what it's worth. My hat, it has 3 corners. 3 corners has my hat, and had it not 3 corners, it would not be my hat. Thank you, Ryan. I think Ryan might be overjoyed. Let's see, Matthew Vincent. I want a tri-corner hat, but all the ones I find are costume hats. Yeah, my hat's tinfoil. That doesn't surprise me, Eric. But they say the first step is admitting you have a problem. I'm just joking. Eric knows this, so everybody else leave me alone. I'm just joking with Eric. Matthew Vincent, they are around but not cheap. Yeah, that's the problem. You can probably find people that make hats for a living that will make one for you, but again, that probably won't be a very cheap endeavor. I was always fascinated with the depth of war games, but never played one myself. I do 18th century living history. Ooh, really? That's pretty cool. The foil hats with countless corners to deflect the radio waves for the win. All right, David and Eric, you guys need to hang out with each other because it sounds like you're cut from the same cloth. I'm just saying. All right, so another thing that I want to do is I want to give you fair warning because I did open the lid to this, and I was surprised by how much comes in this box. I haven't opened it in a while because if I'm playing the Command & Color series, more often than not, I am playing Memoir 44 because that's my favorite. But as I said, we were watching a TV show last night. It's called Turn, Washington's Spies. I believe it was, I want to say it was AMC originally. We were watching on Amazon Prime. So there are 4 seasons out there. I think I've watched 3 of the 4. I haven't, because as I was looking on my page on Amazon, 1, 2, and 3 were easy to watch, and then I had to buy season 4. So I don't think I've watched season 4, but I've watched seasons 1 through 3, and so I wanted to rewatch the seasons 1 through 3 so I could hit season 4, and why not pull Jess along with me, because she likes watching TV shows. We like doing that. So, fair warning, the inside of this box is very messy, and everybody's going to tell me all of the things that I should be doing, and that's all well and good. Please provide input. There might be something in there that helps me do better. But there you go. Let's see here. Yep, had an event in Tennessee this past weekend, still drying out. Raining, huh? Good show. Yes, it is. Turn, Washington Spies is an amazing show, and it's got a ton of good actors in it. And I was very, very drawn in with it. Part of my childhood was in Virginia. My dad was stationed at Langley Air Force Base, and we did a lot of traveling around to a lot of different Revolutionary War sites. My dad had a timeshare for the longest time in Williamsburg, so that we could go to Colonial Williamsburg whenever we wanted to. Been to the Battle of, been to Gettysburg, been to Yorktown, Williamsburg, and a number of different places in between. So there's a lot of connection. My dad is a very large American Revolution buff, and it kind of rubbed off. This is where it's kind of clinging on still. Is there a good Battle of Gettysburg game out there? Wish we could wish one could be made in the weight category of Rebellion 1776. Ooh. Well, with Battle Cry, they do have a Gettysburg scenario in it, so I will say that. And you also get all of the other battles, major battles from the Civil War. So that might be something you look into. Gettysburg by Avalon Hill, I've played, not bad, typical war game. Yeah, there you go. Which the weight category probably for Gettysburg is probably heavier than Rebellion 1776. But there you have it. All right, let's get down to the table, crack this open, and we will see how it's going. So here we have the American Revolution, and I can't tell you how heavy this is for you to fully understand. It isn't so heavy that it's difficult to pick up, but this is a brick of stuff. Let me get that out of the way so people aren't confused. So this is Command & Colors Tricorn by Richard Borg, The American Revolution, and as you can see here, we do have some scenarios. So this is White Plains, October 1776. This is Stono Ferry, 20 June 1729. And this just gives you an idea of what I was talking about earlier when you have a scenario. So you'll have this scenario built out for you, the board, and then these are all hexes that we'll show you in just a few minutes that will be on top of all of that. One side will be the British, of course, and one side will be the Continentals. And then you have this historical background that it gives you the context within which this battle took place. And then it also gives you all the battle notes, including differences between the Continental and the British armies, what constitutes victories, and any special rules that might happen down on the bottom. And they follow that same format for all of the different scenarios that are in the box. So you also have the rule book, and again, as you can see, this is another reason why I'm usually not one, but I'm very glad that I own this game, but I'm also not a block war gamer, and this game actually uses blocks, not miniatures, and yes, you have to sticker all of them, and you'll see just how many of them there are in just a few minutes. But you get the idea. You can actually kind of get the idea of how many stickers come in this game, because there are multiples of all of these. Anyway, you continue going. This is a more of an old style rule book. There are not very many illustrations, and it probably reads more like a technical manual than it does an actual rule book. But with that having been said, this isn't a difficult game at all. It is just, they spend less time about, worrying about artwork and illustrations and more about putting that money into other components and so forth. So that's what you have. And then starting, this is the end of the rule book. So you're looking at 23 pages, well, let's just say 22 pages of rules and explaining differences about the different types of terrain and so forth. So you're really looking at about 20 pages of rules, and then those other 3 pages are just clarifications. Here we have more scenarios that actually are in the rule book. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 2 pages there? It feels like it is. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you have 14 different scenarios in the rule book, and then here's the reference chart for all of the different units. So you don't necessarily, after you've read through the rule book, you don't necessarily have to have it at your disposal. This probably will answer most of your questions for during the game. Here you have what's left of the sticker sheets. What's left of one of the sticker sheets. So you do have some extras just in case they start peeling away. Terrain effects chart, which is actually a pretty cool thing to have. I wish Memoir 44 had this, and it doesn't, but this would be something cool to have. And then you also have a unit reference. Each person can have one of these for their own, plus you have the third with the back of the rule book. I told you it wasn't pretty, people, so please don't judge me. Yeah, I had to sticker all of those. I had to sticker all of these things. I had to sticker all of those. Oh yeah, by the way, I had to sticker all of these too. Not what I like. Not what I like, people. Had to sticker all of those too. And here are some more. Now, these are wooden blocks. These are, you know, good, sturdy wooden blocks. They stand up well, all that kind of stuff. But this is what all of this stuff is before the stickers were applied. All right? You get it? Yeah, no, I don't like that stuff. Anyway, oh, wow, there's more. And I did sticker all of them. These are just extras in case you lose some or something like that. So that gives you an idea. Here are the dice. If I remember correctly, I did not have to sticker the dice. Did I get... Oh, wow. I must have got like a... they must have sent me a... Because these right here, these are what come in the box. I don't know what these are. These might be like something they sent me extra when I did the review with the Dice Tower way back when. Which, by the way, if you look on the Geek, the review I did with the Dice Tower is still there, and it's still the hot review from 6 years ago. So that tells you how much this game is talked about. Not very much at all. So these are what would normally come, and it looks like these are stickered, but I don't remember me having to sticker them. So I could be wrong. These are actually printed dice that I don't believe are what come in the box. This is like an extra set, maybe a set that they just sent. I don't remember. But these are what normally come in the box. And so basically the way the commands and color system combat system works is, you know, a unit will roll a certain number of dice, maybe 3 dice. And if you're shooting at infantry, then you want to roll infantry symbols. So this would have been 3 hits. I'm sorry, 2 hits, because I rolled 2 infantry symbols and 1 cavalry symbol. If I was shooting at a cavalry unit, then it would be only 1 hit. There is also retreat flags, and there are also, I believe this is like a leadership face of the die, which fires off some special ability that your leader would be able to do at that certain point in time. So that's a real simple, basic. If I'm shooting at artillery, then I need to roll that face, the artillery face. So that just gives you a simple idea of what the stuff talks about. We'll talk about the cards in a minute. There's another. These are the hexes, and let me get these out of here so that I can get the board out and show you that. So this is the board. It is not double-sided, as you can see, but goodness gracious. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So this is what the board looks like. Pretty drab. Pretty drab. But this is what the board looks like. And then once you get the board sitting there, these hexes will sit on top of the board and provide further detail, so to speak, as far as the different things that are going around the board. For example, there's a river running through it, so to speak. So you'll have this set up, and it's a rather large board. So one side, this like this side over here will be British. This side over here will be Continentals, and you'll battle in between. Now, the cards that are used are also, I'm just going to let that sit there for a little bit, because you'll see this little dotted line right here. This denotes For example, from my perspective, right flank, middle flank, and left flank. So that's what these two lines denote. And you'll see that there are general cards that will say, for example, here you go, you have assault left. And assault left will mean that if you're playing this card, left, you will be able to, for each command card you have, including this one, issue one order to units and or leaders in the left section. So if you have 5 command cards, then you'll be able to issue 5 you'll be able to issue orders to 5 units that are on this side of the board so that they can move and attack and do stuff like that. If I'm playing the card, then my assault left is going to go over this way. So that's what the command battle card driven aspect mechanism is talking about. The cards that you have in your hand will be able to tell you what orders you'll be able to give your troops. So it kind of in part, well, some might say it totally depends upon your hand on what you can do and how you can use your hand and the cards that are in it. But there's like, there are also other cards like this one right here, a bayonet attack, where it says issue an order to 3 infantry units. Units may move 2 hexes and still battle in melee with no movement reductions. Ordered units may not engage in ranged combat, or order 1 unit of your choice. So if you don't have any more infantry units left, you can use the bottom of the card. So it's still usable, but this one isn't like this one was one particular flank of the field. This one you can issue orders to anybody on your side of the board. Doesn't matter what field of battle they're in. So there's all kinds of different cards, as you can see. And some of them are just for the British Army, and then some of them are just for the Continentals, and then you have a whole bunch of others that are for both. And so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these combat cards are have something to do with the leaders. I haven't played this game in a long time, haven't read the rule book in a long time, but how many cards of these you get depend on what your leaders will do, and then you get a certain number of these, I believe. I'm not absolutely positive, but you kind of get the idea of how the game plays, right? So honestly, watching the turn last night with Jesse is the reason why I wanted to go over this game. I didn't even look at what the age of the game was, which is why I was almost like, oh wait, it's only 7 years old. But I was like, nope, still going to talk about it, because I looked at the video section and my video review is still front and center, which says a lot about how little this game is talked about. So that was just fine. So you can see how much you get in the box, all right? And one of the detractors, at least for me, is that it has blocks and instead of miniatures, which is kind of sad in my opinion, because I really enjoy games that have minis. But Compass Games is a smaller publisher. I think they still did a great job with how they were able to get this out there, even though it's not with miniatures. I would much prefer miniatures, but you know, you can't always have your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to get this in here in some shape or form of decency, and we'll see what you guys are talking about. Let's see here. Stickers. Oh no. Yes, that is correct. If only traditional war games looked better, I'd be more interested. I did the P500 for GMT for Red Dust Rebellion because it looks the least like typical coin games. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand what you're talking about. I wish war games just simply looked better. I absolutely agree with you. But at the same time, their focus is a little bit somewhere else. Their focus is not necessarily on aesthetics. Their focus is maybe, you know, a little bit more of a reenactment, I guess, might be a good way to put it. Let's put that in there like this. And we'll put this in here like that. Just because I want to try to keep those in there. These can go up here in this corner. This actually is going back together a little bit better than I put it in. All of these dice go in here. These are nice chunky dice, I will say that. Put that there. And then, oh man, these cards. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call an audible. I'm going to put these in 3 different decks. So we're going to go with this. Let's see here. Stickering a D100. Blech. Yep, not for me. So there's one. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating different bags instead of just putting them all in like a crazy person. Oh, the Anthonys are here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Yay, stickers. No, not fun. Sharon, you stop it. Stop encouraging the publishers. An interesting factoid. South Carolina had the most Revolutionary War battles, skirmishes, and raids. Over 200 in South Carolina. Yep. And probably the reason for that is the Swamp Fox, which is the movie, which is the character or the person in history that the Patriot is made for. So here we go. Are we going to be able to get all this back in there? I think we will. I think it'll be good. What's the box? Yep, here's the top. The top is up here, so we need to put this in here. Come on, get in there. Boom. There we go. Not bad, not bad. That has been, boom, the American Revolution. Command and Colors Tricorn. The American Revolution. So, there we go. Wow, that was, man, I spent a lot of time talking about that. But it's okay. Imagine stickering a D100. No, thank you. What a fabulous factoid. Yes. You'll have to lobby Awaken Realms for a deluxe edition with minis. Yes, loosely based on Francis Marion. All right. Well, that was game 1. What do you think game 2 is going to be? I told you, I'm just going to give you one clue. Only one clue for this next one. And if nobody gets it, I'm going to be sad and nobody will get stickers for this second one. Okay? This one, what's the one clue I'm going to give you? So close, David. So close, but yet also so far away. 20 years old. I already said that at the beginning of the stream. So this one is 20 years old. And it's from the same designer. Go. Whoever writes it down first gets the stickers. Or gets to choose who gets the stickers. Go. No, not Pirates Cove. The game is to beat Eric when TI4 is the answer. That's a good game. Vikings, the board game. No, Matthew. It's 20 years old. Same designer. Those are the only two things. Why is it taking so long? Memoir 44 is correct. David Brownlee, you get to choose. You get to choose who gets the stickers. Have to be somebody in the chat right now. You have to choose somebody in the chat right now to get stickers. You won. That is correct. Memoir 44. There we go. Memoir 44. All right, David Brownlee. You get to choose someone. Ryan, you need to send me your mailing address to the following. Oops, maybe I need to be in the chat thing. To the following email address. And there you go. So, Ryan, you need to send me your mailing address for your sticker and prize for correctly guessing Commands and Colors Tricorn in the American Revolution. David Brownlee, you, sir, get to decide who gets the sticker and surprise for correctly guessing Memoir 44 the quickest. You were close. I think Go is a lot older than 20 years old, buddy. I choose first one to chat TI4 in the chat per Sam's view, as I think he sees chats in different order. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess this will be a game within the game, shall we? So now there's a race. Who can type TI4 fastest? Luke Shearis is the one who typed it fastest. Eric mistyped it and went TI3. All right, so Luke Shiris, or Shiris, I don't know how you pronounce that, is that. Now, this is what I have for Memoir 44, but I also have this as well. And before you judge me, this is my copy, and this is Tom's stuff that he got rid of. This has been on the bottom. There's a lot of cat fluff up here and dust and stuff like this. This has been below. This is the one I use more frequently. This is the one that is kind of on the fritz. No, it's not on the fritz. This is actually probably a better. This bag's probably in better shape than the bag that I usually use, because it's storing stuff basically. So this is my Memoir 44. We are not going to go over all of this. As a matter of fact, all I'm really doing is showing you how much, if you have two people who kind of went all in when it first came out, this is pretty much what you were able to get for it way back when. These campaign bags are super awesome, and they are super out of print. And I'm not trying to gloat, but if all I do want to say is this: if you find one of these, pick it up, buy it. Now, I don't know how much you're going to find it for. If you find this bag for what you would consider to be a inexpensive price, just get it. Because you'll probably be able to, at the very least, sell it to somebody who has wanted one for the last 15 years for a pretty good chunk of change, because they're willing to pay for it. So if you find it at like a flea market or a garage sale or Goodwill or something like that, by all means, just pick it up, even if you're not interested in the game, because this campaign bag will get you a pretty penny, a rather pretty penny, shall we say it that way, if you can find somebody who's been looking for one, because they are super deep out of print, and I don't think they're ever going to make them ever again. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't gotten rid of Tom's. Well, it's mine now. He gave it to me, but this is why I've kept mine, because I really like them. First of all, I think it's one of the coolest carrying bags that's ever been made for a game ever, period. So anyway, this is going to go back down on the floor. And we've already talked about Memoir 44. This is the new flight plan. They also had an air pack that they came out with a long time ago, and this replaces the air pack. I think I still have all of the stuff from the original air pack. I just never use it anymore. I use this. I like the rules. They integrated the usage of fighters and bombers and strafing runs and all that kind of stuff a lot better in new flight plan than they did in air pack. So this makes air pack obsolete. So if you see the air pack, don't buy it. Look for this instead. This is a lot better than the air pack. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you what a base game will have in it. I have been able to keep my copy of the game in pretty much, oh wait. Oh, this is, oh, I forgot I did this. All right, so this is where, this is the one that I actually store stuff in. All right, so I did actually go back and try to reorganize and put together Tom's and my collection. So this is the one that doesn't have the base games in it. This just has a whole bunch of the expansions in it. Oh, gosh. This, however, I should have known just by the weight. This, however, has all of the other stuff in it. Boom. All right, see that? Boom. Very cool, right? Let's go up here and see what this is. Oh, you don't see very much, that's for sure. All right, so, oh, you're welcome, Ryan. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's see, Twilight Inscription. Oh, that's funny. David beat me to it. Well done. TI2. You guys are funny. All right, so as we're looking at, let's see, is this the right way? Yeah, I think it is. All right, so as we're looking at it, so there's a lot of stuff for this game. This pouch right here has an expansion in it. This pouch has another expansion in it. There's a pouch back here that has a campaign book, which actually is a pretty fun way to play Memoir 44 if you have a couple of people who are used to having that around. Here's the old air pack book that's been in there. You have different boards. There's a desert and snow board that is an expansion. There are breakthrough maps that are in here as well, which is basically a really cool, it's paper maps, but it has all of the terrain already on the board for you. You don't have to use any of your terrain tiles, which speeds up your setup times. There are, packs that you can buy. Like this one is, which one is this? Battle Map Series Volume 1, Calc and Goal. Ooh, Calc and Goal. I actually did a series of videos right before I left the Dice Tower where it was me versus the internet, and we went through this entire campaign. So go back and check those out. That'll be a fun watch for you probably. But they had a lot of different kinds of map packs and all that kind of stuff that have come out over the years. And again, I said earlier, don't judge me. I mean that because this is nothing compared to other collections that I've seen. So I'm just going to go through one of these. I'll show this one to you just real quick, just so that you can get the idea. But this is just an equipment pack. So, and again, I have, yes, equipment pack, scenarios, Overlord, rule book, and so you kind of get the idea, right? There's just tons and tons and tons of stuff for this game, and I am super happy to have most, probably not all, but I have most of it in a very simple format. But equipment pack was something that came with all of that stuff. and some of this was just like, it replaces tokens within the game with these different miniatures, which just, for someone like me, enhances my enjoyment of the game that much more. All right, so now, see if I can get this back in here the way it was. All right. Okay, so that is that. And now what we'll do, let me make sure real quick, we'll make sure that this has a good, I can't believe it'll be completely accurate, but yeah, it gives a good representation of what you get in a regular game, a regular box of Memoir 44. So we will go ahead and use this one. And I'll put this big campaign bag on the floor. All right. So now we have the Memoir 44. This is the core box. This is what you probably can still find out in the wild. A number of different places. You should be able to find copies of this almost anywhere. I'm not saying that it won't be out of print some places, but I'm pretty sure you can still find this in stores, online, brick and mortars. You might have to do a little bit of searching, but it is 20 years old. But this gives you a good idea of what you can expect. So here we go. We open the box, and here is the rule book. You have the rules and battle scenarios. So again, the format of the rules may have changed with different printings and all that other kind of stuff, but this gives you an idea. There's a lot of good a lot of good stuff about setting up the game. It is largely dependent on the scenario that you're playing. Hey, Captain Scratch, there's a lot. Chill, buddy. So as you can see the difference between the Command and Colors Tricorn book and this book. There's a lot more graphic design. There's a lot more illustrations and all that kind of stuff. You still have your pages that are largely texts, but you get the idea. But here's the difference between there and here. You have 18 pages of rules. And now you're just talking about scenarios after that. So exactly half of this book is rules and half is scenarios. All right, so it's a really cool thing, and still follows the same thing. You have your historical setup, differences for each of the two sides of the battle, conditions of victory, and all of that kind of stuff over here, and a visual guide on how to set up the scenario. That's what each of these things do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then if you have 2 copies of the game, it does come with an Omaha Beach Overlord version, which basically uses 2 boards, and you'll basically also need 2 sets of pieces to have miniatures for everything. They did come out with a Overlord like expansion that gave you a whole bunch of tokens that you could use instead of miniatures. And it also came with, I believe, a different map that you could use so that you didn't have to necessarily buy 2 copies of the game in order to play this. But that is out there. I don't know how readily available it is, but you get the idea. All right, so that's the rule book. And then you have, and again, remember, this game is 20 years old, folks. 20 years old. So here's the map that you have. On one side is just a green map. You have Axis set up on this side of the board, Allies set up on this side of the board. Those are the different, you have the Medal of Honors over here, you have the Iron Cross over here. That just gives you the idea of Axis is over here, Allies set up over there. It helps you orient the board correctly. On the other side of the board is your beach scenario map that you can use. So you have some units that will start over here in the water, and of course the beach side is always the Allies, and the green side is always the Axis. So it is a double-sided board. But you also have, one of the cool things that I thought was really neat about this game is that it did come with card holders so that you could set these up, and it will hold all the cards for you. Boom. And I just thought that was a really neat touch. So, you have your card holder out there, and you can set your cards in there, and it'll hold it for you as you play the game. See what I'm saying? So I just think that was a really cool thing for them to include in the game from the very beginning. So you have a whole bunch of tokens that are used for different things. These are like, there's mines, there are different special unit tokens, there are victory condition tokens, there are bridges, there's a number of different things in here. So that's what these are. And then you also have all of the tiles like you had in the other place. But as you can see, the production value of this one is a little bit better than the other one. You have the deck. There's only one deck of cards. These are just visual aids so that you can remember each of the different units, what they can do on their turns and so forth. On the other side, there are special units. These are just reference cards. That's all they are. They're not used in the actual game, but this is one of the reasons why I wish that this game had those larger sheets that had all of the terrain, because what you initially have to do, and this might be a little bit better, but what you basically can do is, oh, you have hills in this scenario. Okay, we're going to use that. Do you have small towns and villages? Yes. Do you have beaches? I mean, hedgerows? Yes. Do you have water rivers? Yes. Okay, well, these are the only cards that we need for reference, for terrain references in the game. We don't need that big old sheet that has all of it on there. But, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, really. Just whatever you prefer. But these aren't bad, don't get me wrong. But sometimes I wish I just had that other thing, because when you start playing scenarios that are from this or that expansion, you have to dig through the cards, and it's one of those first world problems. We'll talk about these in a minute. These are dice that come in the game, and I do have some dice that are pretty nasty, but these are in pretty good shape, and I like these dice a lot. These are heat printed, I guess, would be the best way to put it, and they're wooden dice, and I love how rounded they are. So these have always been my favorite Commands and Color dice out of all of the different ones that are out there. These were just the best produced, in my opinion. But it's the same idea. If you're rolling to hit infantry, you need to roll that face. If you're rolling to hit tanks, then you need to roll that face. A star is always a miss, except it is, some of the cards say that if you roll a star, you do get to do something. A grenade, an orange grenade, is always a hit, doesn't matter what you're rolling against. And then you have the purple flag for a retreat flag that we would roll. But these are my favorite versions of the Commands and Color dice. I really like them. The command cards have a little bit of a better graphic display on them. This one clearly tells you that you can do 1 unit on this side of the field. Recon cards are actually pretty cool because you can play it. You only get to order 1 unit, but you get to draw 2 cards and choose which one you're going to replace this with at the end of your turn. Order all units on one side of the field. You also have specialty cards that allow you to do certain things throughout the game. You know, kind of like the other one where it allowed you to order 2 units anywhere on the battlefield. It's the same thing. This one says issue an order for 4 infantry units. And again, it's not restricted to a battle, a field of battle like this one is. This is 2 only on the right for you guys. It would be the left for me. All units on the left for you guys. All units on the, no, wait, I had that backwards. All units on the left for me. All units on the right for you guys. But it's still left, whatever. I'm just being an idiot right now. But you get the idea. These cards are really nice. And I like the graphic layout of these a lot better, of course, than the other one. But it's kind of apples and oranges because Days of Wonder had a lot more money to throw at this game. These are generally, these are your Axis units, the grayish bluish color, and you use the different, like these are sandbags for the Axis, and then these are allies. And after you get into the game, these are U.S. troops and these are German troops. There are also other units. There's Japanese forces, there are British forces, there are Russian forces. And there are even, I believe now there are French resistance forces, I believe, as well. So there's a lot that is available for this game. The problem is that I don't know what is still available and what is not available anymore as far as expansions and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that you can still get these base boxes, these core boxes, but again, I don't even know how available they are because I really haven't looked that much at it. But you get the idea. So this gives you a good idea of what comes in a base box of Memoir 44 and kind of how it all fits in there together. It's a pretty well-designed storage solution as well, so I can highly recommend it. If you have a copy of this and you like two-player games, this is a very good huckleberry for you. That is so much. You must have had many hours of fun with that. Did you have one person you played with on a regular basis? Not really. Yeah, well, I mean, we did play Tom. Tom and I played a lot, yes. Game Nerds has base plus a few expansions. Well, there you go. Thank you for looking that up, Matthew. I appreciate it. Yeah, Tom and I played this a good bit. But you know, there was a point at which he just didn't play it very much, but not because he didn't enjoy it. It was more because he kept playing. You know, it's really hard as content creators to get back to the old stuff. That's why we've kind of delineated one day out of the week for us here on the Flipside to kind of pay homage to the older stuff, because that's where all the newer stuff came from. And at the end of the day, it's just one day, but it gives us that time to reflect. You know what I mean? So Memoir 44 is just one of those evergreens for me. I've just always really enjoyed it, and it just kind of struck a chord. Not trying to drop names, but I've been able to meet Richard Borg. He is an awesome dude. He's one of those board game celebrities that you wouldn't know he was a board game celebrity, because he doesn't come into a convention with fanfare or you know, an entourage or anything like that. It's just him, and he's usually carrying a bunch of miniatures in a plain old box or something like that, because he's going to go play some war games with some of his buddies, or he's, you know, running a Memoir 44 event or something like that. That's what I've seen him do at Dice Tower Easts in the past. He's a great guy, and I've really been I've been fortunate to be able to spend some time with him over the past few years, and this is one of my favorite systems to play. Game Nerds has base plus a few expansions. Well, there you have it. Go get them, y'all. Always lived your life playthroughs of Memoir, Sam. Well, thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. We enjoy doing them. And with that having been said, I'll go ahead and just let you guys know today, on Time Honored Tuesdays, we're going to be doing Memoir 44. I'll get Jess over here, and we're going to open, I don't know what scenario we're going to do, and I haven't scheduled it yet because I had to wait for her to get back to me to see what her schedule is today for work. She is, I believe, already off work. I'm surprised she's not home yet, frankly, but she's probably out running errands, picking up groceries and stuff like that. That's what she does. But that's what we're going to be playing today, this afternoon. We're going to break out Memoir 44 and do a live playthrough of it. It'll be me versus her. It won't be me versus the internet like we've done in the past. However, Monday is Memorial Day. So what we're going to do on Monday is we're going to play I wonder. We're going to play a Commands and Colors game, me versus the internet. And I believe that Jess will have the day off, so she should be able to help me. She will be your hands and feet here at the table, but it will be you guys versus me on Memorial Day which is Monday the 27th, which is next Monday. So be prepared for that. I think it'll be a good time. We will have a time of reflection. We'll have a time of silence, and I might put together a little video for that, just a very short video, but I think that's important. So we're going to be doing that. But today we're going to play Memoir 44 for Time Out on Tuesdays. And, you know, maybe tomorrow, maybe on, I don't know, maybe we'll do this one today. No, we're going to do Memoir 44 today. That's the one Jess knows. So we're going to do Memoir 44 today. And we'll do Me versus the Internet next Monday. Also Memoir 44. All right. Always loved your live playthroughs. Well, good. Come back and join us this afternoon for Time Honored Tuesdays, because we are going to be playing Memoir 44. That is great. I forgot to like that. Thank you, Ryan, for your $5. I appreciate it. And please, you do not have to do that. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they need to do that. We want to give you guys stuff. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate your participation. So we want to do the little things that we can do to show our appreciation of that. And giving stickers away is just one of the small ways we can do it. All right. Well, it has been an hour and 18 minutes. I usually try to keep these to about an hour. So we're going to get on out of here so I can record a review for the Dice Tower and get ready for Memoir 44 this afternoon. We'll start that at about we usually start it at 1, but I'm thinking maybe 2. I just have to talk to Jess to see about picking up kids and get them to where they need to be this afternoon. So that will determine, at least in part, when we can go. But it'll be 1 or 2 o'clock, one of those two, because that's our normal times. Anyway, we're out of here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have the opportunity to go check these 2 games out, please do so. You will not be disappointed if you're anything like me. If you are more along JT's line of gaming, where you want a deeper puzzle, a deeper thing, these might not be for you, but they're still great games. They're still great games. The fact that this one is 20 years old and you can still get a hold of it at many places should tell you something. This one, smaller publisher, this one might be harder to get a hold of, but they both belong in a museum as far as I'm concerned. I think they both deserve that honor. We're out of here. Thank you for being here. See you guys and gals on the flip side. See you back here for Time Honored Tuesdays this afternoon. Bye-bye.